Billy Porter is a voice, and what an incredible voice it is. It is a voice that is not only glorious every single time it comes out of his mouth in song, or in the incredible roles he plays on television and movies and on the stage, but also in the way he uses that voice to help advocate. Billy has worked tirelessly with Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, an organization that mobilizes the entertainment industry to help individuals living and affected by HIV/AIDS. Along with me, Billy is also a founding member of Black Theater United, and our social advocacy organization combats systemic racism in the theater and beyond. But Billy is not just an advocate, he's also a dedicated ally, and he makes not only a positive difference wherever he goes, but a powerful difference wherever he goes. It is an honor to present the Creative Coalition's Humanitarian Award to my friend, the great, the one and only, Mr. Billy Porter.
Wow. Wow, that was amazing. Hi, Mark.
How are ya? Congratulations.
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you.
Singing your praises like that. What is that?
Well, you know, Audra and I go way back. We sort of started in the business around the same time. I'm like a year older than her, I think. And so we've been at it for a long time. We've grown up in the business together. We've grown from the youngins to the not so youngins together. And it's just amazing to have that kind of chosen family around you. You know, this business can be rough sometimes. Audra's been there every step of the way. So
over the last few years, as we know, you've become a red carpet figure. You're a fashionista, you're a role model, you're an inspiration. I know you've spoken about fashion and activism. Tell us how the two are connected.
Well, I always talk about being first generation post civil rights movement, you know, and so it was always about how you presented yourself in education, because the first impression is the most important. And so with that in mind, you know, I'm from the generation where we dressed up everywhere we went. You know, we dressed up in our Sunday best because we wanted our first impression to be a good one. And I realized, you know, that first impression could also work in other ways. I could actually show up and make an impression that moves a conversation forward that our culture needs to have. And I feel really blessed to have been given the opportunity and the space to be able to use fashion at the intersection of activism.
Well, you always look amazing on the red carpet. You're the person everyone's like, what's Billy gonna wear? You will be back to the red carpet.
Yes.
You are a full-time artist and a full-time activist. You're using your voice not only for Broadway Cares, but also for getting out the vote and Black Lives Matter and civil rights in general. How do you find the time to do all of this?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, with this coronavirus situation where everything is at home, you know, I could just go into the other room and turn on the computer and get on a Zoom call. That's been all right. I have to say, it's been a little more manageable during coronavirus to get it done in that way. You know, I'm trying to find my silver lining. I'm trying to make my lemonade out of lemons too. So, you know, and I'm being serious when I say that, you know, I've been able to show up for so many things in this time because I could stay in the house and do it. I didn't have to get on a plane and fly across the world every time I needed to be somewhere. So, you know.
So tell me I want to talk to you about Broadway Cares. As a man
Yes.
who's with HIV, I want to thank you for everything you do with Broadway Cares, and tell everyone at home what they need to know about Broadway Cares and why it's so important.
Well, you know, I came out in 1985 right in the middle of the AIDS crisis. You know, I moved to New York City to be in the original cast of Miss Saigon. And I've always, you know, I'm not an organizer, you know, a community organizer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not, you know, like, I don't do it like that. I'm an artist. And what was so powerful about Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS is that I sort of entered the Broadway market just as the organization was building. I think it was like maybe the 4th or 5th year, you know, so the organization was my teacher. The organization taught me how to be an activist. You know, I'm the kind of activist that knows how to show up. Like, tell me where to show up and I can show up and do my thing. And do the thing, whatever the thing is required, I'm there, you know? And so Broadway Cares for all of these years has been a version of that for me, consistently. You know, I know how to show up by simply showing up for Broadway Cares. And that has also opened up the doors for me in other spaces, other organizations, and in other ways. So I am very grateful to the organization. And, you know, we raise a lot of money and they you know, they help with different, they give money to different organizations for AIDS relief and AIDS related situations. And they also have the female breast cancer project, Phyllis Newman project that they also have partnered with. You know, it takes the people. You know, it's about we, the people, standing up and giving back. We can't wait for the government to do it. We got to do it ourselves. And that's what Broadway Cares does.
Thank you again. Like I said, as a man living with HIV, I know how important these organizations are. The Creative Foundation fights to make sure the arts are taken seriously. This isn't an LA or New York charity. They know the arts are a vital part of the infrastructure and economy of in every corner of the US and for every American. What do you have to say to people who don't necessarily think that the access to arts is that important?
Well, we can just look at this pandemic. We can look at the behavior, right? Yeah, the arts doesn't matter, but what's your behavior as soon as you're locked in the house? You're going to the television to be entertained by artists. That's all we need to say. You're not sitting at home, you know, you're sitting at home reading a book. You're sitting at home listening to music. You're sitting at home watching television. You're sitting at home and painting, learning how to play the piano. You know, you're doing all of that stuff that, you know, oh, it's not that important. Okay. You know, it's really, I mean, it's self-explanatory, right, Mark?
It is. I have to tell you, you know what I Googled today?
What did you Google?
How to paint rocks. I want to
Right.
paint. I'm not sure why I thought of that.
It's all art. It's all art. You know, and there's, you know, there are a lot of numbers too. I know there are a lot of different organizations that are lobbying right now to try to encourage the government to remember that, like, it's like the top. It's like at the top of things. You know, I think the number was 47 billion or something like that, something crazy like that. I know in New York, you know, it's like 1.2, 1.5 billion more than all of the sports teams combined. We don't talk about that. I don't know why we don't talk about it. I don't know why we don't shout it from the mountaintops, you know, but more than all of the sports teams combined is what Broadway brings in and the arts brings in to New York City alone. So, you know, get with the program, people.
And now I'm going to take it back to because Sunday night are the Emmys.
Yes.
Billy Porter, where from here up?
Listen, they gave me a green screen. I got this new house. You are going to see the full look from head to toe. You know, we have to figure out how to hold space for all of the things that are happening in life. If that is something that if that is something that you didn't know before now, we are all experiencing it right now. It's like, the balance of it. The balance has been interesting this time around, because it's like we have to still live our lives, while simultaneously showing up. I use the metaphor of putting your oxygen mask on yourself first. We have to make sure that we're breathing and we're balanced and steady as individuals so we can show up and be of some use in the world.
Well, I can't wait to see what you show up in.
It's cute. I had a fitting last night.
I feel like it's not just going to be cute. I feel like it's going to take up that whole Zoom box.
No, it's a little toned down this time because we at the house. So I'm doing at the house appropriate.
And on this award, congratulations for Sunday night. Always great to talk to you.
Thank you. Good to talk to you too.